Okay.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Gosha Doubtfire. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Thanks, Kate, for having me.
You're welcome. We were literally just saying we want to get to the point quite quickly because we recognise that videos these days need to be shorter and shorter, so people will watch them. So stay tuned, people. But so my name's Kate Cherry. I'm an independent consultant and brand ambassador with a lovely company called Arbonne International, and I'm here with Gosha today because I love to highlight and spotlight people who are doing incredible things. And Gosha and I met at WIBN, Women in Business, in London. She is a graphic designer. Her business is called Format Design, so go check that out on LinkedIn. And she's also a lovely customer of mine, enjoying our products. And she was incredible and hosted a 15-minute Facebook Live for me a couple of months ago, and actually a bit less than that, a few weeks ago, introducing me to her network, for which I am so grateful. And as we got to know each other, Happy Fern came about. So you may not have heard of Happy Fern, but Happy Fern is something that Gosha started a little bit ago, which is leveraging her design skills as eco-friendly fashion brand. And I wanted to share a bit more about that with people. I think it's worth knowing about. So as you know, I work with a B Corporation where sustainability and impact on the planet are key, and impact on our body, obviously. So it's something I think we should be thinking about, especially as we enter this most wasteful season of the year and having to think about how can we do things differently. So Gosha, without further ado, tell us a little bit about Happy Fern and how it came about.
Oh, thanks so much, Kate. Yeah, I think sustainability has always been really close to my heart. And while, we all try to do a little bit of recycling and do this and do that and maybe consume a little bit less, I think the fashion industry struck me as most wasteful. And the problem really with that is that while we can recycle a lot of our, home waste with clothes, it becomes really tricky um, because companies starting producing, clothes out of plastic, which is our standard polyester, then mixing fibers with cottons and all this stuff. And these items then become unrecyclable, and you can't, they don't biodegrade, they just will be out there in ecosystem turning into microplastic, and then it turns damaging, our ocean lives, coral reefs, just polluting, just generally polluting. I don't know if you even read some crazy statistics that actually microplastic is now in our bodies, in the air we breathe, in the fish that we eat. So it's actually becoming quite serious. So in as an alternative, I thought, well, there must be a better way of sourcing and then selling and then remaking stuff. And yes, there is. So I've partnered with Tmall, that I'm exactly like you said, I'm leveraging my graphic design skills, and then launched my own sustainable little brand that's called Happy Fern. So I'm all about, with Happy Fern, about recyclability of the garments. So all the clothes on the website are produced in sustainable way, using renewable energy sources. So wind turbines, solar panels, the water is being recycled when it's produced, no pesticides in crops, and so on. And on top of it, every label has got this wonderful return to label. So it gives you an instruction to how you can literally, just chuck it in a post. You'll get some credits towards your new purchases, and this then will become something new. So you don't have to give it away to charity shop. You can just rescinded to be remade into something new, which I think makes me most excited, because that's all favors that circular economy, and I know shops are now trying to do that. I think H&M is really hot on it at the moment, but it's really at the early stages of the circular economy, and yet here it's, you know, Temu is a proof in the pudding that it can be done, and they are doing it, we're doing it. So this is really fun part of the whole obviously Happy Fern / Temu brand. Yeah,
I think that's amazing, and that you just had that idea and that concept and just did it. I think it's brilliant. So why, I mean, you've kind of already said why that's important to you, but so I saw the other day in a shop, just a little sidebar, I won't say what the brand is, but it is a fast fashion brand, and yes, I was in there, and they have a range now which they say made with recycled plastic.
Yeah, or polyester.
Like, oh my God, that's wonderful, it's eco-friendly. And then it's like, well, actually, is it? Because then it's going to get exactly what you just described. It's how how they get rid of it. It's how
exactly. Yeah, exactly that. And even if you wash polyester is generally just bad for everyone. It's bad for you, it's bad for environment. Let's not forget polyester is actually made out of, you know, diesel. Petrol, exactly that. It's like a side, when they make petrol, it's a side component, and they figure out, oh yeah, let's make something out of it, and they made polyester. So it's all chemically treated. It's just all chemicals, and it's actually not good for your skin. It's not good for, you know, when you wash polyester or your clothes, or tiny particles, tiny fibers get released into the streams, into water, so we end up in the ecosystem anyway. So I try to avoid polyester like a plague.
Absolutely. And it's I think as well, so a lot of companies are moving towards no new plastic, but it's still plastic, isn't it? And what you just said about mineral oil and petrol oil is, it's exactly, you're singing from the same hymn sheet as us, which is so it's too environmentally damaging for petrol firms to get rid of this byproduct in the environment. Therefore, they reformulate it and sell it to
absolutely
fashion firms for them to do it.
And they don't make money out of it. It's not, you know, they saying, oh yeah, but this is a waste product for them that they
repurpose. But they can sell it, they refine it
and absolutely. And they, you know, in the end of that, they don't really care about environment or what we eat, or that it ends up in ecosystem. They just make money out of it. Absolutely. So yeah.
So you have t-shirts, you have hoodies, you have sweaters, you have all sorts of things on that, beautiful things. So I definitely urge people to go and see what thing do you think people could do differently this year to make a difference?
I think, you know, try to wear more, buy less, see how you can recycle, you know, how to remake things. You know, there is lots of different great companies who maybe recycle and remake difficult to recycle things, like TerraCycle.
Like all our stuff, that nothing goes in the bin, it all goes back to TerraCycle.
Exactly that. Like, you know, kids' toys can be tricky to recycle. You know, carries, for example, they have also recycle where you can just take a box to them with your electronics or old toasters, kettles, whatever, you know, is lying around in your kitchen or home, and then, you know, they get rid of it and then use parts for and they can reuse it. So I know a lot of charities do also take small appliances, for example, and they revamp them, recheck them, and then put them out there to be, you know, reused. So it's just
to be more conscious, having a
think absolutely. It's just a bit more conscious about it, and you know, just checking how else we can repurpose those things, and
yeah,
even asking neighbors or street, or whether they want something, or this is what I'm getting rid of.
Yes.
Because 8 out of 10 they'll be, oh yeah, I'll have it. So yeah,
absolutely. I'm of a it's not even my generation, but I'm of a background of, if it's not broken, don't fix it or replace it. So if something's still working, like, why get the latest electronic what's it? If your current one is working fine, why create that waste, right? And also my bugbear a little bit is, buy local is big now, but it's considering the thing that has been made locally, where did those ingredients come from as well? So exactly, you've made sure it's a conscious
the whole
sustainable
supply chain is big. It's conscious. Absolutely.
So not just because something was made on someone's kitchen table doesn't mean that what they made it with hasn't had a massive impact, and where will it go. So what call to action do you have for us all, Gosha, in terms of your business? Where can we go? What can we do?
So you can find me on Instagram or Facebook, or you can visit my website, which is Happy Fern, fern.co.uk. Check it out. You can, I've just launched like a recent email campaign, so you can subscribe to learn a bit more about sustainability and what we do with Timu and the journeys all the clothes and fibers and cottons go through in the productions. We also have like really cool incentives. So there are weekends where we plant trees, and there are incentives where we collect plastics from the ocean. So there's loads of lots of little initiatives that we try to do, and obviously with people's support and followers, and just general public support. So if you don't want to go and be planting trees by yourself, you can just always get involved that way. And there's lots of different things that I could be mentioning, like this tree app, or to encourage and support tree plantings, or loads of stuff out there. Yeah.
So maybe another call to action is contacting you and having a conversation.
Definitely. Yeah, absolutely. If you want to have a chat about it, absolutely, give me a shout, or subscribe to our newsletter, and then
I'm glad you said that. I'm so glad you said that, because I'm on your newsletter and you've ramped up a little bit because it's Christmas. I've noticed that.
Yes.
Well, I need to do that myself. But I always say my inbox is my to-do list. I very rarely scroll through social media, so including LinkedIn. So actually, if it's in my inbox, it gets done. So subscribe, get Gosha's newsletter link and subscribe to that. So if you would like to find out any more about either of our businesses, and Gosha in particular, then just ping us. We're tagged to left, right and centre on this, so that's fantastic. And Gosha, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thanks, Kate.